What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another video. And today I'm wrapping up and reviewing the 2021 Europa Pro Championships held in Spain. Nathan De Asha gets the win over Roelly Winklaar. Both qualify for that 2021 Mr Olympia, as this was a top 2 qualifying event. And I go pose by pose and break down who wins which pose and did Nathan De Asha deserve the win. Also got the top 6 results as well, so I'm going to go one by one through all those guys and feature them. So let's kick it off and start with Theo Laguerre in 6th place. Love this dude's routine. It's Michael Jackson inspired, moves really well, got a great physique, great cap delts, just very impressed by what he's actually brought this year to the stage. And I think with a few more years, he's going to be doing very well, and he's going to be very impressive, and he's really going to make a big name for himself in the IFBB Pro League. In 5th place, we had Saram making his pro debut. Looked absolutely amazing. Conditioning was great. Very balanced overall. This guy has a massive future as well. If he can continue to add muscle to his frame, he's going to be doing very well and potentially winning shows like this eventually as well. So very impressed with his pro debut. In 4th, we had Vlad Sukhorochku. Looked next level, huge again. He's only 25 years of age. Massive future. We're pretty much seeing the future in this lineup as well. There's a lot of really good younger type IFBB pros as well, doing very well. So Vlad Sukhorochku, I believe he came, I think he was down to about 13th in this show last year, and then he moved up and placed, I think, 2nd in another show, right behind Regan Grimes. So he has a huge future as well. If he continues to grow, which, you know, he doesn't need to do too much more growing, it's more about just adding a little bit more size to those weaker areas and then just improving and keeping that conditioning on point. But he's going to be doing very well for years to come. In 3rd place, we had Tim Budesheim. Looked great here. He deserved that 3rd position, in my opinion. Conditioning was spot on. He looked like he's actually bigger than he was when he competed earlier this year. Whether that was just his conditioning being better and it just made him appear bigger, or if he actually did fill out a little bit more and added a bit more size or just a bit more fullness to the muscle. But he looked really good here. A very impressive version of Tim Budesheim. And then we get to the top 2. So you got obviously Nathan De Asha on the left, Roelly Winklaar on the right. And I'm going to go pose by pose and break down why Nathan De Asha deserved to win this 2021 Europa Pro Championship. So we'll start with a front double bicep. Normally a super strong pose by Roelly because, you know, obviously those crazy arms. The arms are still crazy, but look at Nathan De Asha on the left, and let's start at the legs. So when you look from the legs up, Nathan De Asha's legs have gotten bigger for sure. They are so super round. They just flare like crazy, especially those outer quads. And he's got bigger adductors as well. So when he opens them right up, they're still really filled out. So very impressive. And when you look at Roelly's, they look like they've regressed, to be honest. So they've sort of gone opposite ways in terms of the legs. Roelly's legs are in condition, but they're just definitely not as big as Nathan De Asha's. And then you look at the tiny waist on Nathan, and you look at sort of Roelly's upper body, and it's just, while it's impressive, it's just not what Nathan De Asha's is in terms of his whole physique. Now, moving on to the front lat spread. Now, this is probably Nathan De Asha's best pose, in my opinion, at least in comparison to Roelly Winklaar. It is a dominant one. He looks like he's got, you know, obviously a much thicker chest, bigger delts. Obviously, the arms, you know, Roelly probably has him just on the arms, but it's narrow at this point. And then the legs, there's just so much difference. And then the tiny waist and abs on Nathan De Asha. This is a dominant pose, honestly. The side chest, this is where it gets a little bit closer. Roelly has a very thick upper body. You might even give this pose to Roelly Winklaar, but he is quite crunched down in it. But I'd probably give that one to Roelly. Then we move on to the back double. Now, the back double bicep, I give this one to Nathan for sure as well. While Nathan could be a little bit more crisp through the hamstrings and glutes area, I mean, he's still in good condition, but I still give this one to Nathan, to be honest. And onto the back lat spread. Now, this is one of Roelly's stronger poses. When he normally opens up into that rear lat spread, he just fills out the whole physique. And you can see here as well, he pretty much does that, but it just doesn't look as impressive as it has in previous years. While he was better at this contest, I believe, a little bit fuller, he's still next to Nathan De Asha, who's added more size, just doesn't match up the same. The side tricep, now they're both hitting this non-conventionally and in different ways, so I'm going to scrap that and pretty much not judge that one, but yeah, let's just call that one even. Then the ab and thigh, this one's a little bit closer, but Nathan De Asha sort of hits it with one arm up, one arm down, and I'd still give that one to Nathan De Asha as well, as Roelly doesn't have the, you know, the thinnest waist. While his midsection doesn't protrude at all, he still has the sort of slightly bigger hips, but I'd give that one to Nathan because he has the bigger quads. Then the most muscular, this is where it's a little bit closer as well. Roelly hits that crab most muscular, and it still looks really good. And Nathan sort of hitting that hands together one. Probably give this one a split. Let's call it a split even. But you can just see Nathan De Asha on those front shots especially. He just dominates that front double bicep and that front lat spread. They are dominant poses for Nathan De Asha now. And I really wonder, how good is Nathan De Asha going to be compared to some of these Olympia competitors? I think he's going to be very good. And I think this could be a top 6 finish here for Nathan De Asha at the 2021 Mr Olympia. I just say about Nathan, if he can get just a tiny bit more crisp and still bring somewhere close to this level of fullness, because it's very, very impressive, he's going to do very well at that 2021 Mr Olympia. And what a comeback show it has been for Nathan De Asha. He only prepped in terms of dieting down for about 4 weeks. He's doing cheat meals about 3-4 times a week. He's posting it all up on his story. So whatever he's doing over there in Kuwait, it is definitely working for him. And he has to be happy with this comeback to the stage after being held out for so many contests due to COVID and all these other reasons as well. So congratulations to Nathan De Asha. Congratulations to Roelly Winklaar. They both qualify for that 2021 Mr Olympia. And I want to get your opinion in the comments below. Did Nathan De Asha deserve this win? What do you think of the other placings and some of these pro debuts and some of these other guys a little bit down the lineup as well? So that's it for this video. If you guys like and appreciate this content, please give this video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding. So for Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.